We've all been there before, getting partnered up with a complete newbie. They spaz out and catch you with a big shot. Humiliating. Don't despair. You can level up no matter who you're partnered with by following these fight tips.
So Shane, we've all been there before where we come to class, we get partnered up with someone who's pretty green, someone who's pretty fresh to the game, right? So the real question is, can we level up with a lower level partner?
Absolutely. I say absolutely. In fact, that's why we're making this video, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it before coaching now, where someone comes in who's pretty new and, you're just the same size as someone who's pretty advanced and you get partnered up. Something happens in there, you get partnered up, and there are two different types of people, right? The person who's more advanced, they either love it and they're really thriving in that situation, or they hate it. They're kind of moping around. They're just half-assing the drills.
Wasting my time.
Exactly.
But we've all been there. In fact, we've been in their position where we were the white belt. We were the spazzy white belt at one point, and someone took time out of their day to take care of us and to help us level up, so it's only fair that we pay it forward.
Exactly. So what are some ways that you like to actually level up here when you are working with someone who's new?
So right off the bat, it's a nice way to get your defense sharp, because if they're throwing punches or kicks that are a little unorthodox, sometimes it's a little more challenging to go against someone who's not throwing textbook technique. Sometimes they'll throw from the same side across the kick, or they'll just be spazzy and run at you throwing like two shots at the same time, a punch and a kick. So it's a good way to keep the defense sharp. And that's something that I found is you got to keep your focus, otherwise you get caught and then you get frustrated.
Yeah, that's definitely something that happens, right? Where you're going with someone and they spaz out, they're sparring, you're going really light.
Yeah.
I'm just like throwing these nice light jabs, and then boom, this huge overhand comes, Superman punch, and it sucks. And then you get a little mad, right?
Ego is
this
like,
guy should not be hitting me.
Yeah.
He's fresh. He can't hit me with some flying, poorly done, poorly executed Superman punch, and then I come back even harder, and now all of a sudden I'm beating up the new guy.
Yeah.
That's no good. So you want to be able to kind of control yourself in those moments, but it's actually good for fights, right? You don't want to see red in a fight and just start going crazy, because that's when your hands start dropping, that's when you're leaving your chin out. So it's good practice. If you do actually get caught by a newbie, think of it as a good thing. Think of it as a moment to practice, just keeping your calm, keeping cool in the situation, and sticking to your technique, just sharpening up that defense.
In fact, this just happened the other day at Beacon. We had a sparring class, and someone got caught, and then I just started hearing like cracking pads. Right, they were throwing kicks too hard, throwing punches too hard, and I had to separate them. And I said, look, I know when you get caught, your first instinct is like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get you back," but think about that's your ego taking over, right? If you can control that, martial arts is all about self-control. So don't let your ego take over. If you're going to let your ego take over, then you're going to let your opponent take over in a fight. You're going to let your partners take over. If they can get under your skin, they're going to. So in the moment, you have to recognize, I'm getting frustrated and I'm not fighting how I want to. So as a more advanced person, you have to be the role model with a newer student and show them that even though you get caught, you go, good shot, you give them a tap on the gloves, and then you just go right back to staying calm and go right back to your strategy.
And I think part of being that role model to a new student is perfecting all of those techniques. So when you are drilling with them, think of it as a time to really rotate your shoulder through on those crosses, really show perfect technique to them. You can even be helping them out. You don't want to overcoach or overstep your bounds, let the coach do the coaching. But this is a really good time to show them, hey, this is kind of what you could be if you practice. And then also you're drilling in, okay, perfect movement every time. You may not get the reps like you would with someone who's more advanced, but you will be able to drill perfectly as you are going through it.
Yeah, that's a good time to say to someone who's a little bit fresher, a little newer, like, that was a good idea. If you had tweaked it just a little bit and done it this way, it probably would have landed. And I will encourage people to do that, and I'll even let them land it sometimes. Then their confidence starts to build, and then next thing you know, they have leveled up, and now they're a little bit more of an equal sparring partner for you to work. But I like what you're saying too, is take this time to really work and perfect your technique. Don't rely on speed or power because you're going against someone greener. Use this time to really focus on good technique, and also work on your weak areas that you aren't normally able to practice against someone who's the same skill level as you or more advanced than you. Let's say you want to get good at closing off the distance or initiating the clinch, right? And you want to get better at that hand fighting. Now's a good time to do that, even though they may be a little spazzy and you got to be careful. Now's the time to work your defense and to stay sharp, to work on trapping the hands. Now I can start to initiate the clinch, start controlling the arms. And they may be in this position, they don't know what to do, right? So now you can, again, coach them and walk them through on how to do it. But now is your time to to start to work on those weak areas and to start to level up where you normally would rely on plan A. This is your time to work on plan B through Z.
Yeah, weak areas. You can also be working to handicap yourself, to purposely make yourself weak.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say we are sparring, whatever, and this time I don't really want to use any of my kicks. You know, my hands are weak. I don't have good boxing. So instead of focusing on kicking my opponent like I normally do, I can be working my jabs, working my crosses, working everything on the upper body, and really just handicapping myself to attacks that I don't normally throw.
You could practice just using your lead side attacks and take your power side away. So now I'm only using my jabs, my teeps, my switch kicks, and now I take away one half of my body, which is my right hand and my right leg. Or if you're normally an orthodox fighter and you want to practice getting better in southpaw, now's your chance to do that, and then you can start to work all the strategies that you know against someone who's lower level. You can start to level up that way.
Yeah, I think last thing I want to add is hitting the move of the day. Right, so usually you're learning something in class, coach is showing you some things, and then you get into that drilling mode where you're going live with a partner. Try to hit that move of the day. It's the perfect time to work, especially with the lower level opponent. If you go with someone who's too good, you're probably not going to be able to hit what you just learned. Yeah. But this is a great time to work on it.
I love that, and there's no way to make coach prouder than hitting the move of the day. Because I always teach class, and then immediately after we have sparring class, and whenever anyone hits, let's say we're going over Superman punches, we set it up by faking the roundhouse kick, and someone hits it, I'm always, "Oi, good job, extra points for you for following what we did in class and applying it into live sparring." So just a couple of discussing points here of how you can spar with someone who's a lower level, be a good role model, be a good teacher, be a good partner, and also level up yourself and level up them so that they can quicker get to an equal playing field. And then you have, next thing you know, a couple months later, someone who is just as good as you. And again, that's an ego thing there too. It's like, but I want to be the best in the gym. And of course, if you want to be the best in the world, you have to be the best in the gym. But the better that your teammates are, the better that you're going to be, because they're going to challenge you and going to make you better. So make everyone better around you. Remember that you're a family, you're a team. Together you will grow, and it's just going to be beneficial for everyone in there.
Yep.
Till next time, be sure to join fighttips.com. Vince and I have exclusive courses on there. We have a community of martial artists and coaches and fighters, and we're on there all the time reviewing footage, providing feedback, and just hanging out and chatting with everyone on there. So if you want to check it out, there's a 2-week link, free trial down below. Click on that. Check it out for 2 weeks. If you don't love it, you can cancel. You won't get charged anything at all. And check out the new gear. We got some lace-ups. We got shin guards so that you can start training at your gym, at home, with a partner, with a friend, or on your own. Whatever you got, make it work. Till next time, I'm Shane.
It's the Anomaly.
Fight Tips for the underdogs.